Everyone, welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to talk about Ketu transit in Leo and its impact on Sagittarius rising. Anybody with a Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius Lagna or Moon in Sagittarius. And this video is applicable for all of them. So before I talk about the transit, I've shared my number and I've shared my email address in the description of this video. Anybody wants to do a one-to-one conversation with me around their chart, they can connect with me over WhatsApp or on my email address. Now, also, Sagittarius people, I've created an entire series from Aries to Pisces, where I talked about the character traits of each rising. So if you haven't watched it yet, I would recommend that, whenever you get time, just go ahead and watch the video on Sagittarius rising. That would give you a lot of insights. Now, before I talk about the transit, let me just give you a brief, let me brief you about the character trait of the planet Ketu. So, Ketu is a planet which is completely opposite to the planet Rahu. Rahu is an extremely materialistic planet. Ketu is an extremely spiritual planet. Rahu is the planet which creates illusions. Ketu is a planet that creates disillusions. Rahu is a planet that doesn't have a base. Ketu doesn't have a head. Rahu, it attaches us in the house where it sits or it transits. Wherein Ketu, it detaches us from the house where it sits or it transits. Now, let's talk about the transit. So, Ketu from 18th of May is transiting in your 9th house. So, what is the 9th house for? 9th house is the most important house. Okay, 9th house is the house of your luck. 9th house is the house of your father. 9th house is the house of your religion. 9th house is the house of spiritualism. 9th house is the house of long-term travel. 9th house is the house of, your higher studies. Now let's talk about what this Ketu transit is bringing for you in the next 1.5 years. So, 9th house is also the house of a coach or a mentor or a teacher. So, anybody who's into the profession of educating. So, you could be a consultant, you could be a teacher, you could be into a mentor or a coach, any kind of, where you give knowledge to others. You will see a lot of, divine help from Ketu in your area, in your profession. Now, the second thing is, 9th house is the house of long-term travel. And, if Ketu is in the 9th house, Rahu would be in the 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of short-term travel. And you people, Sagittarius people, you are very fond of traveling. So, the good news for you is for the next 1.5 years, there would be a lot of travel. Travel for business, travel for work, travel for higher studies. You also, there's a possibility of relocation abroad in the next 1.5 years. So excellent times for traveling. I mean, there would be a lot of travel because 9th house is the house of religion. 9th house is the house of spirituality. So now, Sagittarius people, after 18th of May, you would develop a very keen interest around, travel for religion, traveling to pilgrimages. Any religion you follow, you would love to travel. You would develop a lot of inclination to travel to religious places. Maybe before 18th of May, your choice for traveling would be somewhere by the beach, somewhere by the mountains. But now, you would develop a keen interest around travel for spiritualism or travel for religion. So, there is a possibility that you may travel abroad just for meditating, just for, yoga, just for self-discovery, just travel for, around religion. So, you would develop a lot of keen interest around religious travel. And, during this time, if you travel, trust me, you would receive divine blessing from God. I mean, you would get a lot of peace around traveling. Now, this is next 1.5 years. You would experience a lot of spiritualism, lot of, like 24/7, you are connected with the Supreme. Okay. All the time you're talking to God from within. That is also, you would see a lot of, meditation, like lot of connection with the God. So, the next thing is, this is the house for, I said detachment also. And this is the house of religion. This is the house of guru. So yes, you could be challenging the religious beliefs around your religion. You could be challenging the religious practices around your religion. So that's also seen. During this 1.5 years, you would carve your own path around your religious philosophy, around your belief around spiritualism. So that's also seen from here. Now, this is also the house of father. So there is a probability, some kind of a detachment from your father. There is a possibility of, difference of opinion with your father, or little bit of, I would say, difference of opinion with your father is also seen. Now, in the next 1.5 years, you would prefer to be alone, in silence, because, you would be very, very inquisitive about the questions around the nature, around the universe, around, the beautiful trees, the air, the animals, the rivers, the sea. So you would, instead of talking much, you would prefer to sit silently and, talk a lot with God about your questions around spiritualism, about your questions around universe, around the nature. So that's also seen. Now, this is the time, when there would be a lot of internal dialogue, lot of internal dialogue with you, around your religious beliefs, around your connection with the divine, around your, everything around your spiritualism. There would be a lot of internal dialogue because this is a house purely based on religion, divine connection, spiritualism. Now, this is the time, Ketu is also the planet of intuition. And guys, if you get into any kind of studies around occult, because this area is, it's controlled by Ketu. These kind of occult sciences, like, astrology, like numerology, any kind of occult science, if you get into this, so you would get a lot of help from your intuition, and, you can achieve a great, like learning around, these occult sciences on the basis of your intuition. So your intuition is going to be playing a very crucial role. So, guys, in the nutshell, in the next 1.5 years, you would see your biggest companion is the Supreme, where you would be 24/7 connected with God. Your best friend would be God, and there is a divine connection you will experience in the next 1.5 years. So beautiful transit for you guys. Now, all what I have said about in this video is about the people who are with Sagittarius rising, okay, passing through with Ketu Mahadasha or Ketu Antardasha. So if you're not passing through with Ketu Mahadasha or Antardasha, then these impacts would be little milder. Okay, the next thing is, around all these things, like what I've talked in the video, we also have to see the position of Ketu in your natal chart. Okay, we also have to see the Mahadasha and the Antardasha you're passing through with. That also needs to be seen. So that's it. That's it for today, guys. So if you've liked this video, I would request you to press the subscription, press the bell notification, and also, add a comment, because your comment really validates my effort. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.